Good morning, traders. This is Cloud Chartist. I am going to go over some top-down Ichimoku analysis regarding how to deal with this tremendous gap up and what it could mean for the future. I'm going to start off with the monthly chart. This is price is live currently. So looking at the ES monthly, the parameters that we're looking at here is that we do have the Tenkan Sen down here at 20.5613. So if we should get a reversal to the downside, which is entirely possible with the news flow that we're getting these days, that would be an area of interest to definitely be looking at buying 20.56 below. That's quite a bit below, but I just wanted to point that out on the monthly time frame. Let's move to the weekly time frame. So the parameters that we have for the weekly time frame, and if you watched my weekly video, you'd know some of this, is that we're currently trading between the, I'm going to zoom in a little bit more, we're currently trading between the weekly Tenkan Sen at 21.2575 and the weekly Kijun Sen at 20.8650. We had a large gap up to start the week, about a 30-point gap up to start the week, which sets us up for some interesting trading. That's a very large gap that will probably need to get filled at some point, but how soon that happens, I'm not really sure. I see that we're testing the 2111 level, which is going to be interesting. I'll show you on the next chart. But keep that 21.25.75 level in mind if we do trade up there, which seems potential for that is pretty high. Even the news flow today and between now and the election, perhaps after the election. Let's look at the daily. So on the daily chart, we gapped up and we are now interacting with the Tenkan Sen, the daily Tenkan Sen on at 21.11.25. We're actually pushing over the Tenkan Sen at the moment. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. This is a setup that I look for in shorting. It's called, I like to call it the Tenkan Smackdown. It's when you have an existing downtrend, as we do here, and then we get an oversold bounce, as we were definitely oversold. Then price gets rejected at the Tenkan Sen and the downtrend continues. That is a potentiality here. Obviously, this is on a closing basis that we would analyze this setup. So I'm not really sure. Obviously, it's only the beginning of the day. I'm not really sure where this candle is going to close. There is the potential for that. And if the setup is actually voided by a close over the Tenkan Sen, then it could be that the downtrend is over for the moment. If we do continue, moving to the upside, we do have the daily Kijun Sen above at 21.2138. That could come into play. You see, as I have my cursor up here, that that was also a prior level of support. So could be support turned into resistance. We do have a nice area. If you're bullish, we do have a nice arch in the cloud here that price could continue higher towards. If we do make it beyond the Kijun Sen, we could come up here and test the cloud at 21.4588 on the daily time frame. Let's go to some shorter time frames. Let's go to the 4-hour. The 4-hour, we gapped up over the Kijun Sen, and so we're now trading above the Kijun Sen, but we're still under the cloud, so still bearish on the 4-hour time frame. If we do move higher on the 4-hour time frame, at this 4-hour candle, we have resistance all the way up here at let's see, 21.2538 thereabouts, and then as we move into the afternoon, the resistance is going to become lower. This shape of the cloud here, where it is sideways and thin, is an area where price tends to break through. Just wanted to point that out. Let's look at the hourly chart. hourly chart looks like pretty solid uptrend following the Tenkan Sen. We did, let me zoom in a little bit. We did get an hourly close below the Tenkan Sen at 7 a.m. And then we came back above the Tenkan Sen, and we are holding the Tenkan Sen at the moment. So if you are interested in a trend trade based on the hourly time frame, you could use the Tenkan Sen as your deciding factor. You could move your stop as the Tenkan Sen continues to move higher. And then once we got a 1 hour close below the Tenkan Sen, then your trade would set up on this time frame would be invalidated. Let's look at the 30-minute. 30-minute is also, this is a fully bullish Ichimoku chart. We see the Tenkan Sen is above the Kijun Sen, that's bullish, and price action is above the cloud. We do have a supportive rising cloud. It's quite a bit below because of this big gap. Otherwise, the 30-minute doesn't give us a ton more information. Let's go down to the 15. 15-minute cloud is extremely thick and supportive. So we could, if you wanted to take shorter term time frame trades, you can look at support of the cloud down here at around 2106.78. That's going to be rising slightly into the middle of the day, up to 2108.60, 2108.75 thereabouts, and then continuing into the rest of the day that we can see so far that's been drawn out so far. That's about it. Thanks for watching, and good luck trading. And if you're at all feeling stressed out or uncomfortable, there's always another day to trade. I would recommend being, cautious with your money here. Don't try to hit any home runs. Just stay calm, focused, and be aware that at any moment, any kind of news could come out that could alter the course of the market, and things could change dramatically. Okay, have a good day. Thanks again.